Emergency unemployment benefits have expired, and if Congress doesn't act fast, funding will run out, forcing the nation into a government shutdown. And those holiday travelers head back home. Health officials, though, bracing for a spike in COVID-19 cases. Good Sunday morning. Thank you for being up with us. I'm Chris Seidege, sitting in for Cleo Green today, and meteorologist Kyle Roberts is joining us from his home to bring us the weather. We have one final work week in 2020. Kyle, what's it going to look like?
I know. It's crazy to say that, 2020 about to come to a close, 2020.
All right, Kyle, we will check back in with you. Let's start in Washington, where emergency unemployment benefits are now expired for millions of people. President Trump is demanding higher payments to Americans in need and refusing so far to sign the $900 billion stimulus package that Congress approved. ABC's Rachel Scott is in D.C. with more. 8:03, time for your morning rush. Federal agents are investigating a man they call a person of interest in the Christmas Day explosion in downtown Nashville. They searched the home of a man named Anthony Quinn Warner following tips and leads, including a 2019 Google Maps Street View image showing an RV on the property very similar to the RV that exploded. We're still awaiting the identification of human remains found at the scene. Back here at home, we're waiting for officials to release more information on how 19-year-old Ty Jordan died. The former West Mesquite High School athlete died this weekend in Denton. Jordan was a star freshman running back for the University of Utah football team in his first season with the Utes. He was named the Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Year. And 3 people are dead and at least 3 others injured after a shooting at a bowling alley in Rockford, Illinois. At least 2 teenagers were hit, but officials have not said whether they were killed. Police did confirm they have a suspect in custody, and it's the only person they believe fired the shots. Antibodies in breast milk are now being studied as a potential treatment for coronavirus. The study is being funded by the National Institutes for Health. It shows in 95% of the breast milk samples that researchers have studied so far, they discovered COVID-19 specific antibodies. The Dallas Mavericks will take on the LA Clippers today in California. It's a playoff rematch from last season. The Mavs are still looking to get in the win column. They've started this season 0-2, while the Clippers have won their first 2 games. Tip-off is at 2:30, and that's your morning rush. Despite the pandemic and pleas from public health experts, millions of Americans are returning from family get-togethers, and a lot of them doing so through the air. ABC's Trevor Ault has more from New York's LaGuardia Airport. The time is 8:07. As people return their unwanted Christmas gifts, retailers are coming up with safe ways to return them during the pandemic. And Kyle, a little earlier, I thought I heard you say a little something about winter weather.
It's not impossible this week with this upcoming storm system. A lot of details to be ironed out. We'll talk about it coming up.
Steve, we've heard lawmakers talking about how this bill is 5,000 pages long. There's a lot in it. But for our viewers, what are the things that will affect them directly, especially when talking about those unemployment benefits and stimulus payments?
Yeah, so